What is up, everybody? If you like the content I put up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of today's video. Ugh. I'll fucking do this later. Ugh. All right. All right. Let's fucking do this.
Tier list video time. Oh yeah.
What is up, everybody? STARSKREAM here, and today, as the title suggests, we are going to be doing the fourth, I guess that'd be 8, the fourth installment of the tier list series. I always say that I'm going to make these shorter than the last ones, and I typically am not successful at that, so I'll just say that I will try and make this as quick as humanly possible. What I like to do is mostly focus on just heroes that have had major changes in placement, or if there's really specific things that have moved somebody to a different tier. But if they're not if not much has happened with the hero, I'm really not going to focus too much on them. And if you are curious as to why a hero is in a certain spot and I don't mention oh, this hero just got moved up from blah blah blah, then you should probably just go watch my other tier list videos where I might go into more depth or detail. Now, as always, my disclaimer is A, this is all my opinion. B, people can be creative and use heroes in various different ways. This is just a general guide for you guys. Also, you might use a hero at your level that's really great at level 50 or great at level 60 or whatever the case, or level 70, who knows, right? But mostly what I'm focusing on is top level play, and the reason I focus on this is A, that's all I really know at this point. I don't really know what the meta is at level 30. I get a lot of comments asking me what the meta is. I have no clue. I don't have a level 30 account, so it's kind of hard to tell you. B, the secondary purpose of this is for you guys that are lower levels that are developing your rosters to know what's going on at top level legendary 1 level 80 play, so that you can plan accordingly and work on those heroes and ascensions and not waste time building up, I don't know, Zom, thinking he's going to be your PvP god when he's not going to help you at all in top level PvP. Now, Zom is probably a bad example because he does help a lot in PvE. He helps in the tower, and he's not overall a terrible hero. I just meant that was just a very general example, right? So let's just get right into it, because there have been some changes, and I want to not spend too much time on heroes that don't need to be talked about. Drac got an epic and got some changes. The barbarians in general, I think, basically got the changes. Well, I think it's to his passive ability that allows them to survive that. But my point is, it didn't help that much. So I'm still going to put Abigail pretty low. Creelus really needs a makeover. He's still level F. Now, Agnon. Agnon is a fan favorite. People love Agnon. I really like Agnon too. Agnon is probably an S rank hero right now. He's either an S rank hero or he's an A+, but he needs to have his epic. You need to have his epic. He needs to be obviously fully ascended, and he needs to be spec'd for full enabler, in my opinion, for him to be S rank. The reason is the reason for that is that what makes him S rank is the ability to keep constantly going back into his stone form while turning other enemies into stone. If you watched my last video about him and the OP Agnon team, which you should go watch, it's really good. He essentially has the ability to turn all the enemies into stone and then go back into stone form himself and not really be affected by anything except chaos damage, which if you hit the dragons that can do chaos damage like Niveus or Alrakis with his epic attack, you can stop them from being able to hit you because he's just freaking wiping everybody out. Anyways, moving on, we have this fool, whatever, Alexandros is pretty bad. Alrakis is still absolutely an S rank, one of the best heroes by far in the game. Archon, S rank still. I don't really use him, but a lot of people still do, and he's still a very, very, very good hero. Arya, I'd put at around A or A plus. I'd probably put her more so in A right now. She has potential, and possibly in the future she's one that's like, if she had better support from other heroes, like if other heroes synergized better with her, she could probably be an A plus. But as of right now, I'm going to put her solidly in A as far as the current meta right now. In what are we in, April? Yeah, so I don't know. In April, I'd say that right now she's about an A maximum. Augustus is basically F. I'm going to be pretty brutal with a lot of these heroes that really need some work. Like these heroes that are an F, like really need makeovers. Baubles, D. BD I'd put into a C. She's like okay if you use her with Serenity, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I could put her in B. I guess I could put her in B if you use her with Serenity. Bovis is straight to F. Braum is straight to F. Nobressa straight to F. Like some of these heroes, I'm pretty sure I put in D before, but I think I was being too nice. I think Nobressa could probably be a D, but even that's being kind of generous. I'd say Cross probably a C, but barely. Let's look here. Cruel King Brambles, maybe a B. I mean, you could use him with Miko, I guess. That's the only reason he could be a B plus. Darius could be maybe a B plus there. Fucking Purple Dwarf. What is this guy's name? Oh my god. I'll come back to him. Deadeye could be a B plus. I'd say he's a decent hero. Doesn't have like great synergies, but isn't horrible. He's just middle of the line. He can be really tanky. He can dish out some damage. He syncs really well with Jhin. Whatever. B plus. Just take my word for it. Dagon is probably tied for best hero in the game. I've mentioned that a few times. This one's tough because he got his epic, but from all accounts, his epic doesn't work very well. His epic isn't really doing what it's supposed to do, and I don't know if that's a bug or if it's just not that good. So I'm gonna put him in B. He's probably better than he was before, but this is gonna be anecdotal. I'm not really sure exactly because I haven't paid money to get his epic yet. I'm just basing it off of like what I've heard from other people. Echo, C, maybe, barely. I could put Ella there. I would put Ember in B just because she can dish out massive amounts of damage, but aside from that, not too helpful in the current meta. Emily, I'd probably put at C. Not great in meta, not great as a hero overall. Other heroes do what she does better, so that's just all I'm going to say about that. Zul'Qad, S, absolutely. Furno, I'd put Furno as an A hero right now, which is weird because Furno has been pretty shit tier in previous years, but I think because of how good Niveus and Arrakis are, I think he easily is an A hero now. At worst, he's a B plus. He really helps that team, and if Lorelei wouldn't have come out, I'd still be using him in my dragon team. As a lot of you guys know, I love using dragons. And his place got taken by Lorelei essentially as the third hero after Arrakis and Niveus. So it used to be Arrakis, Niveus, Furno, and then a fourth. Now it's Arrakis, Niveus, Lorelei, and then a fourth. And that fourth lately for me, this is a team that I like to use, has been Agnon. So I've been running that for what'd you call that? The four Banditos. I don't know if that's a thing, but anyways, so but he's not terrible. So like, I'll put him in B plus just for now, just because I don't know. I have a hard time putting him in A because he's not like that amazing of a hero, but his passives do help dragons. So whatever. Let's throw Theron up in B plus as well. This douchebag is gonna go to F. Gortusk is not terrible, but doesn't really work in any meta teams right now. You could probably put him in either one of these right here, but I'd probably put him in C personally. Grognog is probably one of the worst legendary / epic heroes in the game. We'll put him in, he's either D or C. I'll put him in C for now, because he's better than these guys for sure. Grondor, I'd put in A+. I don't use him much, but he is still very widely used and still a really good hero overall. So A+ is definitely where I'd throw him. Hagrim is going to be an A hero. Again, not like I don't use him much, but he's still being used quite a bit right now. So I'll throw him up there. He works well with Serenity. He works well with Valken, who are both really, really good right now. Valken is either going to be an A+ or an S rank hero right now. I'll put him in A+, but he's definitely pretty good. I just think these heroes are a little bit of a tier above Valken. That's up for debate. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, should I work on Valken? The answer is absolutely yes, 100%. Valken is super good in boss invasions, PvE, PvP. He's an amazing hero. I just think for PvP specifically, I think he's a little bit under these guys. That's just my opinion. Hansuke, I'm going to put into B. He's been used a little bit more lately. I've seen quite a few people use him with Lorelei, but I haven't seen him much, so I'm going to put him in B+ for now. We might see more of him later, but I went through, before making this video, I went through and I watched tons of replays from the Boss 100. I went through and looked at a bunch of defenses and stuff because last video I said a couple things like, you know, nobody's using Valken right now, and apparently a lot of people were using Valken at the time. So I wanted to not run into that issue this time, so I went through and watched a bunch so that it wasn't just based off of my experiences. But yeah, anyways, long story short, that's where I'm putting him. Hopper, not good. C, if that. I'm gonna put Hopper in C. It's fine. There's a person that watches me that really, really likes Hopper, so I'm gonna try and be nice to Hopper for that person. Ice Bloom we'll put in C as well. Ice Pick we'll put in D. I wish Ice Pick was better, my dudes, but he's not. We're going to put this guy that is somehow a barbarian, we're putting him into F. He's absolute trash. I'm gonna put Igorok into F. Fine, I'll put Igorok into D, but he is an F in my mind. But he is better than these other F rank heroes, so we'll put him into D. Indigo we'll put into C. Iris will make a B. Jabber will make an S. Gibber will make an F. Jinlei is, I'd put at A+. Jin is really, 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 really good. I just think as far as like overall like team carry, like you don't really need to have Jin on offense or defense anymore. It used to be, and I've been really, really nice to Jin over the years, because Jin is good, right? But before, I put him always at S for the most part, just because like you kind of like had to have him, even though he wasn't like carrying the team. You kind of had to have him on defense so that people would have to, even when like Serenity came out, like you had to like have him so that people would have to have a bunch of foresight runes on Serenity. You needed him on defense. Now you don't really need him on defense anymore, and you'll notice a lot of people aren't running him on defense anymore. But he's still really, really good. So A+ for sure. But I think he's starting. I think what's cool is that a lot more heroes are becoming viable, which is a good thing. There's a lot more variety in PvP now. Definitely. Obviously, there's always going to be certain meta teams that more people are using than other teams, but I think what's cool is like it's starting to even out a little bit more at these upper S, A, and B ranks, so that you have more options as far as like what you're able to use, which I know it doesn't kind of look like it because, you know, it's still heavy down here, right? But anyways, moving on. Julius, he's probably gonna be an F for me. Shrek is gonna be a B. Same thing as always. Not great, not bad, just kind of there. He could be better, I guess, in the future. There are ways to make him better, and maybe I'll do a video on how to make Shrek better, but I mean, as of right now, he's very lackluster. Kai will put into C. I don't agree that Kelpie is an A. Like, a lot of people try and tell me that she's decent, and I think she's okay, but I've tried tons of different builds and options with her, and I just find her very, very lackluster. Whether it be through a skill build with Lily and stuff like that, like I personally don't see it, and I don't see a lot of really top level players like using her. I see that people use her, but I don't see like the best players using her. So I'm gonna put her in B+ personally. Cobal is basically F or D. I'm gonna put an F. Boros I'll put into D. Again, not much else to say there. Kozar I'd put into D because he's bad, but he's better than these guys. Leo I'll put into B. Lily I think is still an A hero, definitely for sure. Oak form Lily with her epic for the added stats is an A rank hero for sure, I'd say. Lumen is, I think, pretty awful, but like better than all these guys, so I'm gonna put into B. Lumen's either a B or a C. I wouldn't really work on Lumen. He's there, he exists, he has some cool passives, but he's not worth working on. I think Doggo needs to be an F. I think Malice needs to be an A or an A+. I'm going to put Malice in an A+. Malice and Zulkod team is still running strong. That team I feel has been around I don't know, that team has been around for so long now, and I don't think it's going anywhere. It's like super, super good without being insanely overpowered. It's something that keeps surviving every meta change. This little combo right here is just still going strong. So definitely has to do with Malice. Malice plays a huge part in that team. So definitely going to put Malice in A+ slot. But I would say Malice is definitely not S, 1000% for sure, not an S rank hero, but could be argued that she's an A rank instead of an A+. But overall, the point is you should be working on her. Manglejaw. Whatever, I forget his name literally every single time I make one of these, and I remember it later. Masuda Kira, C maybe. Eco I'd put as an A rank hero. The Walmart brand Shade is going to be a D rank. Dude, you know, I have people that like literally argue with me about her, like, no, she's really, really good. Like, no, she's not. Sorry, but she's really bad. Niveus is either S or A+. And the issue here, okay, so here's the issue. I don't think Niveus is like really that good, but also I only have my Niveus, I think, at 4-star, 3 or 4-star. So I might not be the best like judge of that. And I use Niveus like on 99% of my matches. So I know it sounds weird for me to say that I don't think Niveus is like that great. But I'll tell you why. So I don't think Niveus is that great because Niveus himself, it's a him, right? Does not do very much damage. Like none of his attacks, no matter how you spec him, do very much damage, like at all. His passives are really good, so that helps him out a lot as far as like with making him, you know, a good hero and being able to work with a team. And the side effects of his moves, even though they don't do a lot of damage, do help a lot. So like, for example, that whole AoE attack that he does dookie ass damage, but it also reses your whole team. Or like if they're dragons, they get res, and if they're not dragons, they turn into those golems. So that's like amazingly good, right? So he's not really tanky, and his passive that does damage at the end of the turn is nowhere near as good as Alrakis' I was hoping it would be, but it's really not really anywhere near as much passive end of turn or beginning of turn damage as Alrakis'. So that said, I have a hard time because I want to put Niveus in S. I really do. But in my heart of hearts, I think Niveus is more like an A+ that works. It's like kind of like a Malice situation where he's like really good. I think he's better than Malice, but it's kind of a situation where he's relies really heavily on other people up here. Like Alrakis, you can throw on fucking any team and it's going to be good. You could not throw Niveus on any team and have Niveus be good. I mean, that's just kind of like the bottom, in my opinion. So that's kind of just the bottom line on that. Nub is more like scrub. Am I right? Okay, he's going to go into F. Fucking Dark Knight down here is going to go into F. Themis is going to go into F. Jello is going to go into F. Pigneus is going to go into F. Combo. Pontifex Mortis is going to go probably into A rank. He's pretty solid. I'll put him in B+, actually. Pontifex with his epic and with his epic weapon and epic skin, I think is a halfway decent hero, but you're not going to see him in upper echelon level of play in PvP. So moving on from that, Rayla is probably an A rank. Rayla's actually kind of seen a return a little bit, so that's kind of cool. I see a lot more people using her now, and she's like not half bad. People are smashing out some pretty high damage teams with her. As far as on defense, I wouldn't say so much on offense. It could be argued that she's more like a B+ than an A. So again, I would say she's right around there. So is she worth working on? Sure. If you have the other, parts of the team that would work with her, like Jin or like, Darius or what have you. But It's not somebody you should necessarily prioritize, but I would prioritize her before I prioritize anybody below her on this list. I hope that makes sense. Rocky, D. Rogar, D. Only because Rogar can be used with Dagon, but he's still not good. Selwyn we'll put at a B rank. Serenity is definitely an S rank, of course. Shade is probably still B rank. Again, like, I know every single time I do these, I get so many comments from lower level players about how amazing Shade is. Yes, Shade is a great hero, has cool abilities, but Shade just does not work at higher levels. Shade just gets straight dunked on, balls in the face dunked on by these heroes up here. Just take my fucking word for it, or don't work on Shade and then be like, fuck, I wish I didn't work on Shade later when you get, if you ever get up to the higher levels of play. Shadowblade is about, I'd say Shadowblade is on Black Diamond level with Serenity. I think, honestly, personally, I think he's better than Masuda Kira. I think Masuda Kira has better passives that help the team, but I think as a lone hero, I think Shadowblade is better. But I'd still probably, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put him still in C, because I think Black Diamond is still better than both of them. I'd say this one's really hard, so I think I'm going to get shit on no matter what I decide here, but I'm going to say that Astrid is probably an A+ hero. Astrid's being used a lot right now in the current meta. Astrid plus Zul'Qad plus Malice is being used like very heavily right now, so I'm going to throw her here for now. You can give me your opinions on that, but like, the problem with Astrid is that there's like a very specific build that you need for her to work that not everybody can achieve. So I don't want players that are watching this, you know, if you're like building your roster and you're watching this and you're like, oh, I have Astrid, maybe I should work on her. Astrid needs insane amounts of defense, and we're talking like 30k plus defense. You need to have Guardian runes, at least one Guardian rune on her, and then a bunch of defense runes for her to like really work, because the whole way that she works is by having more defense than the opponent's attack and being able to not take any damage from it. If you don't have enough defense, then she's dookie, then she's just going to get wrecked, right? So that's up to you. The best build for her is up for debate. I use a fully maxed out defense, and then like, I didn't really get to pick the secondary stats, so mine's mostly defense and health. I'd say I think a defense plus attack build would be really cool, but I don't have that personally. But I know a lot of people use her, and you will see her used a lot in high level play. So thus I'm putting her at A+. We'll see what people think about that. Sifu is pretty awful, but I'll put him in B. He's better than these guys down here, I'd say, but not much better. Solaris is still pretty solidly an A hero. Solaris is good, works with a lot of teams. You're not going to see her used like a ton, but you'll see her used, I mean, just as much as these guys, at least on offense. So some of these people you'll see more used on defense, but you'll see her more on offense at the moment, which used to be the opposite. But anyways, moving on, I'd say Spitfire's a C rank. He had his time to shine for a little bit when dragons were first coming out. I used him quite a bit. I used him in all 4 dragon team, and he was okay. But his time to shine is now gone, because there's better in-slot heroes. Unfortunately, Squinch is still Garbo. Unfortunately, Stone Boy is still pretty Garbo. Unfortunately, fortunately, Scaly Boy is absolutely solid as hell. So Scaly Boy is definitely an A+. He could be argued to be an S rank. A lot of people are using him right now. A lot of people are using him right now. But I don't find a lot of trouble with him personally. I'm going to put him at S for now, but I would say that, you know, I do these ad-lib, these videos, so I don't plan this beforehand. So I would say that when I first pulled him up here, I was going to put him in A+, but now that I'm thinking about it, I've been seeing him so much, and like he does carry teams when he's on it. So I'll put him at S, but I will say that I think these other S rank heroes are better than him. I just think he's better than the other people I have in A+. So he could be anywhere around here. I'd say it would be, I don't know. I'd put him around here. I'm going to put him at S for now. I would say he's a top 10 hero. Personally, I would say that. But I don't know. That one's hard. Takumi, F. Furnace, C. Maybe B. I'd put him in B, actually. I think he's better than any of these people in C. Bat Boy, we'll put at D. Sume, we'll put at F. Viperia, we'll put at D. This fucking guy, Sir William, I mean, he's not good. He's not good. He's not good. He's not good. Fuck it, we'll just put him at F. Willow's an F. Yan Lo is a B. Not bad. I've actually seen him used a lot more recently, again, which is cool. I like seeing heroes that were kind of forgotten being brought back into the fold. Definitely. I think he's better than all these heroes. I'm gonna put him at B+, because I definitely I know for a fact, and I don't care what the you say. Sorry, that was rude. But he's definitely better than these other heroes in B. So I'm gonna put him up in B+. Yasmin, Booty, Booty. Okay, yeah, Zen could be a C. Who cares? Whatever. Zola's pretty solidly a B hero. Could possibly be argued that she's a B+. I'm gonna put her in B+ because I think she's better now that I'm looking at it than these other B heroes. Dom, again, for PvP. Please stop screaming at your screen right now that I'm saying this. Definitely not better than a C. Sorry to inform you of that. Zerk, F, and Lorelei. Lorelei is our new... Okay, there's two ways you can think about this. Lorelei by herself is definitely not better than even maybe an A. Lorelei's attacks suck. Like, her attacks are whack. They like her special moves, her abilities, they're not good. Her heal is very lackluster. The whole transferring of buffs and debuffs is so fucking wonky. It's not something that's reliable. Like, one of her moves is completely random. Like, as far as like why would I want a worse version of Shade's Spirit Link, right? I mean, anyways, that said, her passive abilities are so good and make other heroes so good that it by far and above like makes up for how bad her abilities are. I use her in every single team that I use right now because she's so solid on a team with flying heroes such as dragons or such as Agnon. If you look at this top list right here from, you know, A up, she helps all these heroes, not all these heroes, but she helps a lot of these heroes be better. So there's no way that she can be lower than an A+ in my opinion. That said, it's hard to put her as S, even though I do think she's in the upper echelon of heroes. And if I had to make a top 10 most important heroes list, she would definitely be in the top 10 of most important heroes to have right now list. But as far as like, I'm probably going to put her in A+, just because her on her own without specific teams that are flying teams is not like that great. I don't think that she's very good if you threw her like on the demon team. I could be completely wrong on that because I honestly haven't tried that, but just based on what I know about her abilities and the way that her team comps work, I wouldn't find her to be somebody that you can just throw on any willy-nilly team like you could with Serenity. You could throw Serenity on any team. You could throw Dagon on any team. You could throw Alrakis on any team. At this point right now, you could throw Agnon on any team. You can't really like do that with her, even though she makes the best meta teams right now super good. I hope that makes sense. And we are actually at the end of our list. So as always, I will be saving this picture as a screenshot. Well, there's like a little save button here. There's this save button which saves it as an image. So I will post that image in the description. I hope that you watched through this whole video because that does help me a lot. And as always, please like and subscribe and please put on notifications. I will be setting up, I'm actually almost done with it right now. Those of you that follow me on Discord know I've been setting up all kinds of really cool new stuff for my live streams, such as stream bosses, boss battles that you can do while you're in chat, being able to bet on matches. So like it's going to be like if I'm live, I can put like a a thing where it's going to say, do you think I'm going to get 3, 2, or 1 star on this match? And you can bet, and then like I close betting, and then whoever wins like gains points, and then you're going to be able to use my points, my Scream clout. You're going to be able to get those points and use them for real life things. I'm going to be having a store that has things like keys for Steam, like Steam game keys. I'm going to be offering things like gift cards. I'm going to be offering things eventually like merch you'll be able to buy. And this is just digital currency that you don't have to do anything except be alive and present and participating in my chats during live streams. So anyways, definitely put on your notifications so that you get a notification anytime I go live. This has been a tier list video. I will see you guys soon.